Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? I know people are driving me crazy about XRP and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all those other fun-loving things, plus gold and silver. So it's been a little while since I did a video like this, so let's jump into this, shall we? I just want to give everybody a quick reminder. You can go over to Pimpy's News Network. It is free for everybody. Everybody has access to the videos that are on the website. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Here is something that some of you might not be aware of. This picture is of tulips. Did you know that at one time, tulips could have bought you a house? Yeah, a tulip bulb was worth more than a house. I'm not even kidding. Tulip mania, about the Dutch tulip bulb market bubble. This is way back in the day. It was like 1600s. So what was the Dutch tulip bulb market bubble? The Dutch tulip bulb market bubble was one of the most famous market bubbles and crashes of all times, also known as tulip mania. It occurred in Holland during the early mid-1600s, when speculation drove the value of the tulip to extremes. The rarest tulip bulbs traded for as much as 6 times the average person's annual salary at the market peak. Can you imagine that? So in some cases, the tulips are even worth more than houses. All this was driven up due to speculation. So were tulip bulbs actually worth 6 times the average person's annual salary? No, but it still reached it, didn't it? I bring that up for a reason. A reminder again, hey, look, Arcadia Economics right now is selling a 26-ounce silver Ben Bernanke figurine. Right now, you can pick it up for $2,499. If you're into figurines and you like collectibles, this is definitely a rare collectible. There's only going to be so many of them, so it's going to be limited. So just call 844-874-6797. Let them know that you're interested in the Ben Bernanke 26-ounce silver figurine, and they'll hook you up. One person's already bought one, so I'm excited about that, but it definitely is a collectible. So what's going on in the crypto market? Well, since the last time I spoke, cryptos have jumped up big time, obviously. Wait till I do my stopwatch. I'm curious to see the difference in values. So Bitcoin right now is at $96,962. Ethereum's at $3,745.97. Well, look at XRP. It is up to $2.43. It actually moved from 58 cents. I'm sure this has a lot to do with Trump's election, is why it's taken off. Trump is very pro-cryptocurrency. So I think a lot of people are excited about that, and they are investing into cryptocurrencies. So XRP is at $2.44. Solana is at $230.62. Dogecoin is up to 44 cents. Well, look out now. Cardano is at $1.15. Avalanche at $48.10. Shiba 4030. XLM is now at 54 cents. Man, these things were like 11 cents at one time. This would be the better investment. Let me tell you why. If you can pick them up really cheap and they jump up this high, you have a higher increase in value. That's what you're looking for. They're still fairly cheap, but not as cheap as they were. Polkadot is at $9.22. Chainlink is at $19.08. And Litecoin up to $120.09. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of crypto people smiling big time. So gold is still hanging around the same price that it was at, $2,700. So this is the new low, $2,651.30 per ounce for gold. Silver is at $30.67 per ounce for silver. So nobody should be surprised at silver acting the way it does and Bitcoin acting the way it does. I talked about if Trump got reelected, don't be surprised if you don't see gold and silver go down in value a little bit. It's not going to drop by much, but it did go down a little bit just because people are assuming that Trump is going to save the economy. I'm one of the people that think he'll do it, whenever people are feeling confident in the economy, they're going to be feeling confident in the stock market. They're going to feel confident that inflation is going to go down. And because of that confidence, people don't feel like they need to invest into gold and silver. And a lot of times what happens is they sell their physical gold and silver back, saturates the market a little bit, and then you see the price drop slightly. But I wouldn't fall for that. Your goal is to continue stacking. So don't look at it like you're losing money. Just look at it like you're stacking. Think cost average. You might have bought some silver when it was like $35 an ounce. Now you're picking it up at $30 an ounce. So your cost average is $32.50 an ounce. Don't let the price fluctuations keep you from investing. Just keep stacking. That's what you do. You're trying to build wealth. Think of it that way. SATA chain 3017485. I remember they're up to 40, so it looks like they have deleted one of the zeros, but I sure they have. Would love to see it go back near the 20 mark where it was. Anyways, people ask me do I ever come across something that I think might be a good investment. This is kind of interesting. A Tesla founder started the electronic vehicle battery recycling company that's on the pace to make $200 million a year. I know there's something like 50 recycling centers around the world, and there's only 4 here in the United States. It's fairly new, and most of them are startups. So if you ever want to jump onto a company at the startup, it seems to me this type of company would be a good one to jump in on, since there's not a lot of them, and they're going to be one of the pioneers to start this type of thing here in the United States. I'm not saying they're the first, but they're one of 4 or 5. Most of these are startups, so this would be a good time. In my opinion, this would be a good investment. I have to look more into this and then let you guys know, but I thought I would at least share this with you. So Robert Kennedy Jr. says most of his wealth is in Bitcoin, is committed to the currency of freedom. Got to keep in mind, he does have Trump's ears. Now, whether or not they agree on cryptocurrencies, whether or not they move forward together, whether or not they have a plan, it's hard to say. So you can see that Robert Kennedy Jr., most of his wealth is into cryptocurrencies. And people keep asking me, Pimpy, with markets going up and everything, don't you feel like cryptocurrencies are a good investment? Here's what I say. If you can get in, make money, and get out instead of staying too long and it biting you in the butt like it did last time, when it was up there around, 60-something thousand, then it dropped all the way down to like 20, and everybody was wanting to freaking hang themselves. I was like, no, just hang on to it, because now, for you people, it's such a huge hit. The worst thing you could do is sell it. So just hang tight. And of course, it went back to its original value and now is way up above that. But as far as long-term for me, this is just my opinion. Cryptocurrencies to me are no different than the fiat dollar. Fiat money derives its value from trust in the issuing government rather than any intrinsic worth. Unlike commodities such as gold and silver, which have intrinsic value due to their utility and scarcity, fiat currencies are essentially pieces of paper or digital entries without any backing. This lack of intrinsic value means that if confidence in the government or economy falters, so too do these currency values. And we've seen that happen in 2020 when the economy took a pretty big hit because of the RONA. We saw cryptocurrencies drop down. What do we see go up? Gold and silver. Gold has a value due to its combination of historic, economic, and intrinsic factors that have been established over a millennium. If you're going to do this, diversify. But for me, I don't have any faith in cryptocurrencies. I think, to me, it's just a setup for what these so-called deep state it wants to do, which gets everybody excited about cryptocurrencies. This happened last time. Cryptocurrencies are running hot. It jumped from 20 on up to 60,000, and then they just pulled the rug right out from under people. Lots of people lost over time, like billions of dollars worth of worth was lost. Hopefully the people were smart enough to hold on to their cryptocurrencies instead of selling. But a lot of people were desperate and they had to sell at a cheaper rate. So they lost their asses off. To me, this is just a great trap for people. If you physically have the gold and silver, that's not going to happen to you. Historical significance. Gold has been revered since ancient civilizations such as Egyptian and the Incas, who's associated it with wealth, power, and divinity. Its use as a medium of exchange dates back thousands of years. So gold and silver has already an established history. It's been used for thousands of years. Cryptocurrency is still new. So hit me up in 1,000 years and then we'll take a look at cryptocurrencies, okay? It was one of the first metals used to create coins. Unlike fiat or digital money, labor is involved in order to get your hands on it. You have to physically dig it up And that gives it value as well, because people put in their blood, sweat, and tears to get it. Physical properties. Gold possesses unique physical properties that contribute to its value. Durability. Gold is chemically inert, meaning it does not corrode or tarnish over time. This quality allows it to maintain its appearance and integrity for centuries. Now, this word here, I know the word, but I can't pronounce mutability and ductility. Whatever. Gold can be easily shaped into various forms without breaking, making it ideal for crafting jewelry and coins. Well, I guess it's just depend on what kind of gold you're using. If it's mixed with some other kind of metal, then it doesn't break as easy, but actual 22 karat or 24 karat breaks really easy. Scarcity. Gold is relatively rare compared to other metals. Its extraction is labor intensive and costly, which adds to its perceived value. In modern economies, gold serves multiple roles. A store of value. Investors often turn to gold during times of economic uncertainty or inflation because it tends to retain value better than fiat currencies. And I've done examples of, a house from 1932, which cost over $4,000. You needed 147 ounces of gold at that time to buy that same house. And I said, if you still had that same 147 ounces of gold today, you still can buy a house with it. So its purchasing power always stays. Hedge against inflation. Historically, gold prices tend to rise when inflation increases, making it an attractive investment during such periods. Global acceptance. Of course, gold is accepted anywhere in the world. People would love to get their hands on it. Nothing backs up these cryptocurrencies. Nothing at all. They're just like digital fiat dollars. And I think they're going to be used as a way to trick people into going into the central bank digital currency. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on how things going. So don't be afraid to diversify. I do have cryptocurrencies, but a very small amount. But other than that, I don't invest in cryptocurrencies. I just don't. And if it goes up to $1 million, congratulations. Make sure you take out your profits as you go along and then invest it into gold and silver. So for like some of you, you bought the Bitcoin at $60,000 and now it's worth 90. That's 30,000 profit. Take some of that money out of there. Take 10, take 20,000 out of your value and go buy physical gold and silver. See what I'm saying? So as you go along, don't be afraid to take value out and invest it into something that's a lot more stable. When it comes to gold, you got to be careful because China is being busted for scamming people when it comes to gold. Let's listen.
This is a bracelet from Lao Fengxiang. It's hollow, and the seam where the welding is split open. It was filled with soil.
In March this year, a consumer discovered that a gold bracelet she bought from Lao Fengxiang, a renowned Chinese jewelry brand, contained soil. So she went to the gold shop to confront the seller.
I'm not being unreasonable. I already told you the bracelet is hollow, and I paid for gold, but it was dirt.
However, the store refused to resolve the issue, only offering her an exchange while asking her to cover the labor and depreciation costs. Rumors have long circulated that gold and platinum in China are often fake, but when issues arise, merchants tend to deny responsibility and face no penalties. Meanwhile, government departments responsible for regulation seldom take action. Recently, however, the Chinese government media CCTV unexpectedly exposed this gold adulteration issue, implicating nearly all major jewelry brands in China. The incident traces back to September this year, when a woman in Henan province discovered that a gold bracelet she purchased for 20,000 yuan last year weighed only 20 grams instead of the 35 grams it had at the time of purchase. This woman stated that she had bought the bracelet from Chow Tai Seng jewelry store on Valentine's Day in 2023. The bracelet had never left her wrist. Recently, she decided to have it cleaned and maintained. When the store staff informed her that the bracelet bore only a 999 hallmark without any brand stamp, she sensed something was up. Upon weighing the bracelet, the staff confirmed her fears. The original weight of 35 grams had dwindled to 20 grams. Many people believe the bracelet was likely swapped with a fake at the time of purchase. The incident sparked a major public outcry since Chow Tai Seng had faced multiple quality scandals before, yet the government authorities had taken no action. This time, CCTV's report on gold quality issues only officially acknowledged that 24-karat gold in China has been mixed with rhenium, without addressing other issues such as why the woman's bracelet was 15 grams lighter. The report claimed that rhenium, with a density similar to gold, a higher melting point, and a durable corrosion-resistant composition, is undetectable by eye or common methods like water suspension or standard instruments. Only precision tools can verify its presence by cutting or grinding. Rhenium costs just a few yuan per gram, while gold prices have soared beyond 600 yuan per gram, creating a strong incentive for unscrupulous merchants to adulterate.
Yeah, but there's something that China could have done about it. Just like in the olden days when they were ripping people off when it came to silver, they did nothing. So they are very aware of it. That's why it's very, very important that if you're going to buy precious metals, you make sure that it's from a reputable company. A company that's been around, well-established, no drama, never been busted for fake metals. Miles Franklin is a great company. They are a United States business. You guys know we hear Andy talking on videos all the time. So it's a reputable company. I think they are the largest here in the United States. AntMix is another company like that, but let me show you something. So back when China was being exposed for selling fake silver, they would have coins like this, collectibles. You wouldn't know this, but it wasn't pure silver. They didn't get discovered for a while. So a lot of people had bought Chinese coins, Chinese silver bars, and come to find out it was not real at all. So it was a big what to do back then. And now it looks like they're going through the same thing with gold once again, because how many people buy jewelry then have it tested? Unless you know anything about it. I do. But I'm an investor into these coins right here. So I make sure that they're 100% accurate. Plus AntMix has a reputation. They're a quality company, just like Miles Franklin. Make sure when you buy precious metals, whenever you buy gold and silver, you buy it from a reputable company like Miles Franklin. So congrats to you XRP people. Hopefully the whole time then you were just stacking XRP and you got a pretty penny. Because that's about, what, 5 times the amount of where it was at? Like I said, make sure you take out your profit as you go along, just to be on the safe side. So people ask me, did I ever invest into cryptocurrencies? I said, yeah, look, I just took a couple of snapshots of some of my transactions. But you can see right here, look at this, converted 18,710 XRPs. These are just transactions. Look at back then it was worth $6,000, but today that same amount, this is just a single transactions. I held more than that. I held like 60 some thousand, but it would be worth $45,839 today. That's just XRP. Here's another transaction in which I sold 12,000 XRP. Then I bought 11,000. So this is me fidgeting around trying to make moves. So you can see I had a lot of XLM and XRP, and this is XRP. This is XLM, 54,275 XLM. At 53 cents today, that's how much it's worth. Had I not sold this, because I had more than this. If I didn't sell this, it'd be worth $29,308. And I sold this back in 2020. That wasn't that long ago, you guys. Here's another amount of 29,195 XRP. Here it is. I sold all my Ethereum, and I had 26.8 full Ethereums. Today, that same amount would be worth $98,664. So between the three, what are we talking about? Over $250,000 in value I sold. But back then, it wasn't worth this. So if you have discretionary funds and you don't care about losing it, then maybe you dump some money into these cryptocurrencies and just sit and wait. I'm more of a fan of gold and silver than I am cryptocurrencies. I don't trust cryptocurrencies, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't diversify. Anyways, I said what I had to say about cryptocurrencies as well as gold and silver. Look, if you have the money to do both, diversify, okay? I'm not a big fan of cryptocurrencies. And yeah, that'd have been nice to have that money because that would be paying off a house. But it is what it is, and I invested most of it into gold and silver. I explained why it is I don't like cryptocurrencies. I do believe it's some type of trap that's going to be sprung on people later on, but that doesn't mean you can't get in and get out. The smart plan is to cash in some of your profits and invest it into physical gold and silver that you can keep yourself as you go along, okay? Anyways, I look forward to hearing what you have to say. That's it for now. I am out.